we want to find a sub 20, the 20th term, and the sum of the first 20 terms, given a sequence, an arithmetic sequence that has this characteristic. The third term is 16, and the eighth term is 26. So let's translate a little bit here. First of all, we know this, that the third term, all right, we know that the third term is 16. So right here, I know that a sub 3 is 16. Then I know that the eighth term is 26, right? So that tells me that a sub 8 is 26. So we want to find, okay, it says find the first term, all right, so we need to find the first term, which is a sub 1, and the common difference. So we want to find the common difference, and then the 20th term, as well as the sum of the first 20 terms. So where should we start? Well, why don't we start here trying to find the 20th term. Now, we have a formula for the general term of an arithmetic sequence. It goes like this. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So in this formula, n is the term number, a sub 1 is the first term number, and the common difference. Now we do have some information here. We're given this right here. I'll start off with this one. A sub 3 is 16. All right, so I know that the third term, so when n is equal to 3, the third term is 16. All right, so when n equals 3, let me just make a note out of that. N equals 3, the third term is 16. So why don't we write this? Let's put a 16 here. That'll be a1 plus, now what do we use for n? Well, for the 16, n is equal to 3. So we'll get a 3 minus 1 times d. We can simplify a little bit. 16 is a1 plus 2d. All right, let me put a star here so I can remember that one. Now that's as far as I can go here because I have one equation but two unknowns. So if I have two unknowns, I need two equations. Now, we just happen to be given another piece of information right here. The eighth term is 26. So I can do the same thing that I just did. That n is 8. So what I'm going to do is come over to my formula now, like I did here, and make those replacements. So a sub n, a sub 8, 26. So I'll write a 26 here. That's equal to a1 plus, now this is the eighth term, minus 1 times d. Let's simplify. 26 is equal to 8(1) plus 7d. All right, so we've got that equation. Well, some progress. What I've got now, two equations, two variables. So I know what to do here. I'm going to solve this system, right? So I need to solve this system. So how about, I'm going to just rewrite it this way. a1 plus 2d, that's equal to 16. And a1 plus 7d equals 26. Now this takes us all the way back to section 2.1 where we were solving systems of equations. I could do this by pencil, or I can go to Wolfram Alpha, which is what I think I'll do. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go wolframalpha.com. It gives you a blank field, and you just type this in. Just type in solve. All right, first equation. Now, instead of a and d, well, I could use that. How about this? A plus 2d, we don't use subscripts here, equals 16, comma, and then a plus 7d equals 26. Press return, and the answer is going to come up. Sure enough, I just did it. I got this. I got a is equal to 12, and d is equal to 2. But that a, right now I'm going to write this. This a right here, for Wolfram Alpha's sake, is really a1. We just don't use the subscripts. So now I've got a1. Right, so I'll write that up here. Here's what I've got now. So a1, the first term is 12. The common difference is 2. Now I can use this formula right here, right, to get any term that I want. in particular, we can get the 20th term, right? So let's do that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to use a sub n is equal to a1 plus n minus 1d, and here's what we'll get. N is 20 here, right? So I want a sub 20. This is a1. I just found a1. That's 12 plus n minus 1. Now n is 20 minus 1 times d, which we found to be 2. So what do we get? 12 plus 19 times 2. 12 plus 38 looks like 50. All right, so I'll say that here. A sub 20 is 50. And we need to find one more thing, right? We need to find the sum of the first 20 terms. Now you have the first term, right? The first term was 12. Common difference is 2, so it goes 12. 2 more is 14. 2 more is 16. 2 more is 18, and so on. You could do that all the way out to 20 and then add them up. Or we can just use our formula, which is, I'll write it right up here. I'll do it in red. No, I'll do it in white. Okay. S sub n is n over 2 times this quantity, the first term plus the 20th term. And we have these numbers. So S sub 20 is, all right, 20 over 2 times the first term, which we found to be 12, and then we just found the 20th term, which is 50. Now I can do part of this, I think. 12 divided by 20 is a 10. 12 plus 50 is 62. 10 times 62, and we'll have it. S sub 20 is 620, 620. So this problem asks us to find 4 things. We found them. We have A1. Where's A1? Well, I'll write it here, right? A1, that was 12. D, the common difference, that was 2. Then we wanted A sub 20, the 20th term, that was 50. Then we wanted the sum of the first 20 terms, 620. We've got it all.